Hey, what's up, everyone? I want to make sure everyone can hear me well. I'm using a new mic, so I want to make sure you can hear me. If you can, put yes in the comments. I'm gonna check Instagram to make sure y'all can hear me as well. That's two separate interfaces. But before we get started, y'all already know what time it is. We gotta get hype. It's Saturday morning, right? So let's go. Put the yes in the comments if you can hear me. Okay.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much.
Woo!
Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tell me all the I ever gave on my head.
Let go.
Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss.
Yeah.
They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Let go.
Again, like flu season, I broke records while loose leaf, and I'm coming.
What the hell you in the chat? You ready?
I don't care. Did this by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share.
Let go.
Oh my God, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New
It's the
money,
weekend,
too
y'all.
funny, old shorty talking about I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'm a spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been dog getting to my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the on with that thing. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat, get the out of my face.
Let go. Hey, you know, every single live, every single Q&A, I got to start it off with some music. I don't know how y'all start your day. I don't know how, if you do lives. I just got to bring the energy, because if we don't, then we're not hyped. We're not excited to learn. We're not excited to, engage, all of that good stuff. All right. So today, this is another live Q&A, but I'm going to be talking about the 5 hidden mistakes sabotaging your transition into a tech career, more specifically cloud engineering career. Cloud is huge. It's one of those terms that's big as AI right now in tech, and where the industry is going, and the push that we had a few years ago through COVID, it forced a lot of companies to use cloud computing, and now AI is here, and that is the hot buzzword around that world, where companies want to use it, people want to use it, but we don't know what's really going on, right? We're just trying to use it to facilitate better customer service, better products and services for our customers, understand the data of our customers so we can hone in on our niche. But for the most part, a lot of people don't understand what's going on with it. But I'm here as a guide to help you transition into cloud engineering, and even just tech in general, by motivating you, giving you some real understanding of the steps that you can take. And what I want from y'all is just to like, share, tell people about these live Q&As that can really use the motivation. You really use someone that's been in their shoes before and can talk them through things. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, the number one, well, not number one, the first thing from the 5 hidden mistakes sabotaging your career. This is the thing that we see a lot, where people coming into the industry, or even in the industry now as far as tech, but want to transition in the cloud. And this is some of the things that I even went through myself when I tried to get a job, is really having a misaligned of job expectations. All right. So what does that mean? So when you looking at a cloud role, because people say, hey, what is the day-to-day of a cloud engineer? This can be definitely different across the board, right? You can have 5 different companies have cloud engineer as their job title, and you get into one role and it's just laid back where they just give you tasks to complete. As long as you complete your task, no one bothers you. You can get into a role where you're meeting heavy, right? So maybe for the first few months, you're just meeting heavy and they expect you to just come up with ideas and inject your personal creativity in meetings, and you do some tasks. But for the most part, you're like, damn, I'm just on meetings all day, every day. You could be in a role where, they expect you to be at your desk tied to your computer from 9 to 5. No, hey, we need you here because we're working all day, heads down. And for the most part, they may and or have a job that wants you to be available on call on weekends, all of that good stuff. So, but regardless of the tech that we're learning, right? So whether you're coding, working on exciting projects, I think, you know, entering into a tech role, here's some things that you should expect across the board. All right. You should expect to be involved in collaborations with your team or even other departments. All right. So even if you're a person who doesn't like to deal with people, we have to understand in our role, we're going to have to deal with either our teammates or people in other departments that are typically our internal customer. They are our colleagues, excuse me, but they're our internal customer. So collaboration to get things done, right? Meetings, right? We want to have to be involved in meetings. And one thing I want to tell you all, especially for people who are transitioning and there are juniors, and you may not be as confident as you want to be because it's scary, right? You don't know what to expect. This is a new role, etc. They want you to speak up in the meeting. So meaning if you have an idea, if they're talking about something and you think you have a solution, or even if they're talking to about a customer or to a customer and you think you have something that can help, they want you to speak up. All right. They want you to inject your creativity. That's what they hire you for. So collaboration, meetings, and they want to see that you're continuously learning. So if they have a product or service or something that you never use, they want to see you continue to get better at it. And what I mean by that is, do not wait for your manager, your team lead, supervisor, whatever you want to call them, or even just a peer on your team to come and help you every single time to learn this new service or tool or process or whatever. You need to take the initiative yourself to be able to continuously learn and get better. Why? So when you're involved in collaborations, you can be better asset in those collaborations, and you can maybe even mentor people who haven't taken the time to continuously learn about that product or service or process and teach them. And when you're in meetings, you can have a better understanding of how that product, service, or process can help a customer, can help different teams, etc. You want to project yourself as a, hey, we made the right decision. Okay. So that's number one. We have a misaligned job expectation where we think all we're going to be doing is using the work from certifications. Like, 'cause we're going to talk about that in a second. But hey, I'm cert heavy. I want to just get this cert, get that cert, get this cert, get that cert, and I get a job. And everything I'm going to be doing in that job is going to be, from the certs that I learned. Absolutely not. You're going to be forced to think outside the box sometimes, and you're going to be forced to learn things completely different than what you thought. All right. So all these, let's say you spend 6 to 8 months or 8 to 12 months learning certain things, and you got the job, all those things may go out the window because you may be doing something different. They may have a custom environment that they built their own applications to communicate and databases and all of that good stuff that you're going to use that you're going to have to learn. So your job is to make sure that they understood that they made the best decision in hiring you. And not only that, you know, this is how people get promoted quickly, right? Where we're understanding the job where you're going to be able to have you're going to have some meetings, you need to collaborate, and you're going to have to continuously learn. Those are the three things from misaligned job expectations that we know we're going to expect. Everything else, right? Yes, it's important to learn the tech, it's important to have a core certification. But these are the three things that I think people don't understand that you're going to need going into a role. And these are things that are very important for you to build relationships and for them to see that they made the right decision to continuously help you grow into the role that you want. All right. So the second thing is, this is important. And I think it's important not only for your career, but just for general knowledge. We neglect the tech trends that are out there or that companies are writing about. So what I mean is this. One thing that I think will make a great cloud engineer or cloud consultant or cloud admin or architect, whatever the case may be, is understanding the new trends that are going on in your industry, right? So it's cloud computing, DevOps, all of the cloud engineering. What are some of the things that are going on? What tools, what services companies are thinking about using and how they're going to use them? How is it impacting the organizations around the world? There's so many sites you can go on and read certain articles. I mean, you got what is it, Infotech, you got DevOps World, you got CIO.org, I believe, where it gives you the view from the industry and the trends from an executive standpoint. If you can understand and if you can look at what the executives are thinking about on the top companies in the world, then you can, once again, when you're in the meetings, when you're even in interviews, right? When you're in an interview, you can really talk to the fact of how what you're doing in your role and what you understand the role to be can impact the business as a whole. Once you understand how it can impact the business and impact the industry, they know you've done your research about not only the job, but you have great knowledge about forward thinking and forward progression of this industry. And I'm gonna tell you this, more than 70% of people don't do that, even in roles. So if you're starting your career and you can continuously do that for the next 6, 8, 12 months, imagine the supplemental knowledge that you will have outside of the tech. Imagine the confidence that you will have outside of the tech that you now know what I'm working on is impacting the industry in this type of way. And this is where I see the industry going in 2025. You're going to amaze people that you interview with because a lot of people are just stuck to their job. They have no understanding of where the industry is going. So now you're coming in as a subject matter expert from the get go, and they're going to like that. So it's understand, you got to understand the broader tech ecosystem, right? The different technologies that companies are using or even thinking about using, and then reading up on that technology. Not saying you got to get hands on to dive deep into understanding how it works and and which cloud provider and then how we can solve problems with it technically, but you need to know what that particular service is and maybe just a little bit how it works, but also how companies are thinking about how it impacts the industry. All right. So number three is overlooking financial planning. So, one thing that so many resources are out here available to everyone for free, and I think a lot of people say, "Hey, and maybe you can. I can go from A to Z, for free, and not spend a dime." But the reality of it is certifications cost, right? Additional education may cost, right? So proper financial planning for your career is essential because you don't want to start doing all this work for certification. And some tech certifications are high, right? You got, PMP is like $400 or $500. You got CISSP, all these certifications that are super high. You don't want to, you know, start preparing for these certifications and then get to the cost and you're like, I haven't even budgeted for this. Now you stop dead in your tracks and you stop the forward momentum because you haven't even planned to even understand the cost of taking the certification. So now you got to wait till you get your money up. And this can really slow you down and really discourage you, really, because these things that's popping up that you're like, oh man, it's gonna probably be another month before I get this type of money. Or, some people may say, hey, that's no problem, I got it. But it was an unexpected expense. So you can't, sometimes you can't plan all of your expenses out, but just understand, like, hey, if you're doing your research and you know the certifications that you want to get, just go ahead and make sure you're planning those expenses for that certification. If you're looking for additional resources to help you, make sure you have a budget because what I'm about to talk about next, a lot of people expect this type of thing for free, and I just think it's unrealistic. And this is what I'm talking about as far as ignoring the importance of mentorship. Now, a lot of people, and I get this in my inbox a lot of times, and I know a lot of coaches do, a lot of tech mentors do as well. But people come in the inbox and say, "Hey, I'm trying to get to a six-figure cloud engineering career. Can you guide me step by step on how to do that? Thank you. And here's my number. Give me a call. Or here's my email. Shoot me an email." And it's like you cannot expect anyone to take time out of their day to draw up a perfect plan for you to be able to change your life if you don't have a budget to value their time. They taken away from their family, their own job, their business, or whatever it is to help you. We cannot expect these things for free. Now, do you have mentors out there that's willing to give this advice for free? Yes, you got mentors that do YouTube videos and stuff like that, live Q&As. I do those as well, giving you this advice for free. But to handhold and give you that mentorship where we're looking at resumes, we're looking at projects, we're giving you project ideas, we're giving you the official path. That stuff you have to plan for financially. And for some of you, you may not want to hear that, but I'm just giving you the real. I mean, think about, if let's say right now you are, you cut grass for a living. I'm just making an example. And somebody comes, don't even ask for a mentor, but somebody comes to your door and say, "Hey, I need my grass cut, man. Can you come over here and cut my grass and show me how to cut them lines in the lawn like you always be cutting in other people's lawn, and I want to make sure I weed eat and get the line of the lawn, looking great at the edges, the edge weed eating. Can you show me all of that stuff?" What you gonna say? You gonna say, "This is how much I charge," right? Because the person that's coming knocking on your door expecting this stuff for free, you're like, what? I'm literally walking on my door, time away from my family, taking time away from what I want to do to come over there to teach you how to do your lawn for free. No. So we have to understand those type of things. And, those are the things that are really sabotaging our transition because we're thinking about the hard things, the technical things, certification, projects, hands-on labs, interviewing. Cool. But these are the hidden things or mistakes that we're making that are sabotaging our transition into tech. And the last one that we have is overemphasizing certifications over practical skills. All right. So true story. When I got into when I wanted to get into the industry when I was in banking, um, I didn't have an idea about what tech role I wanted to go into, but a lot of people were telling me, "Hey, man, do this, do this, or go this way, go the other way, turn around, go back this way. The main theme here was get your certifications. Hey, if you get your certifications, you're gonna get a job. So I listened, and I got 3 AWS certifications. I got the AWS Solutions Architect Associate, I got the AWS Developer Associate, and I got the AWS SysOps Associate. I got interviews because companies at the time wanted to see certifications, especially if a company is a vendor partner of that service provider that you're certifying in. That makes it great for them. However, what I fail to realize is they wanted people to understand how to solve the cloud problems, not just have the certification. So when I got into the interviews, they were drilling me with questions. Tell me about Terraform. Tell me about how you scripting with Python, and tell me. I knew none of that shit. And I'm telling you right now, I was like a deer in the headlights. I did not understand what they were asking me. And right then and there, I knew I made the mistake of valuing certifications over my practical skills. And I knew I had to go back to refine everything that I was doing and everything I was looking at to figure out how to solve the problems. And that's what I did. So, core certification to do the job. All right. So if you're looking at a role in cloud, look at a core certification that'll help you understand the foundations of that role. You don't need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 certifications. You need a core certification, and you need to focus now on practical skills, not just the technical skills, but how do you collaborate with the team, right? Collaboration skills. If you guys are in a Discord or community, how can you all work on a project together and collaborate in getting that project done, right? How can you enforce meetings around that project and inject ideas, feeling comfortable with injecting ideas with each other to be able to find solutions for that project and then collaborating and getting that project done. All right. How do you uh, translate the technical value of what you're doing to a person that's non-technical? So for a person that's non-technical that don't understand tech, right? How do you tell them about what you're doing so they can understand it? All right. So these are practical skills. How do we take our problem solving skills? Like if you've been problem solving in your job for years, what is the process of your problem solving? And you can transfer that, excuse me, onto you working on a tech project. And you could develop a process that you use to solve problems. And you can develop documentation for those projects. So one thing that we're not doing is document our steps to the project, even our failures. Because what you need to realize is when you get into a role, they're going to, some of them don't even have documentation. Some of them will give you just things to do, and you're like, okay, so like, where's the documentation? We don't have any. So if you start getting ready to document your projects now, document your labs and everything you're doing, these things work wonders in your role. And just from the documentation alone, companies are going to love you and love how you can create documentation. So the next person that comes behind you, you can easily train them with the documentation. So, yes, we have the hard technical skills to learning the tech, getting the certification, understanding the code, all that stuff. But the soft skills and the collaboration and the communication and team meetings are the skills that is going to get you noticed as well. So if you could be the person that understands how to do it, but also be the person that can inject your ideas and creativities and meetings and collaborations, you're going to do well. So the 5 things that are stopping you, right? Let me go back to my board. Misaligned job expectations, neglecting the tech trends, all right? Overlooking financial planning, ignoring the importance of mentorship. So the importance of mentorship is somebody who, and I said this in the last Q&A, you need to be looking at someone who is doing what you're doing. And if money or salary or whatever the case is important to you, because let's be honest, we're not going to work for free. right? I mean, especially the way the industry is now, we're not going to work for free, right? I mean, we love our job, but people will say, it's not about the money. I want the challenging career. Bullshit. So it's not about the money. You want the challenging career. Take the lower end of the pay scale and then find out everybody else is making double what you're making, and then say it's not about money. All right. So you need someone who's making what you're making and doing what you're doing. That's the people that can help you. If your job, if you just want to just get your foot in the door, yeah, anybody in tech can really help you get your foot in the door. But if you want to become a certain person, then first you have to ask yourself, who do I need to become in order to be successful? But who do I need in order to help me with my success? All right. So mentorship, programs, leaders, all of these things is going to help you, but they need to be doing the things you want to do and making the money that you want to make. Because if they are not making what you want to make, then when it comes time to negotiation and when it comes time to, continuously upskilling so you can get that salary, how can they tell you how to get there if they haven't been there themselves? All right. And the last thing is overemphasizing certifications over practical skills. Now, if you guys got questions, anybody got questions, put the questions in the chat. I want to make sure I answer questions before I get out of here. I know it's Saturday. I know everybody ready for Memorial Day weekend, ready for them steaks, those shrimp, the chicken, that tofu, whatever you're going to eat on the grill. I know everybody ready to pull their drinks and everything, get some breakfast, whatever. So put some questions in the comments if you have them. But I want to, invite you all out to our new Cloud Career Accelerator community. You can use the link right here, levelupintech.com/cloud-career-accelerator. This is just a Kickstarter community that we got a free course there. It's called the Cloud Careers Kickoff course that you can understand more about what is cloud, how is it impacting the industry. You can get insights on how much you can actually make in a cloud career and the hot roles that are out there right now for you to get and how you can get them. Right. And then we give you insight on, taking exams, the core exams that you can use to prepare yourself to the next level. And we give you a little project to challenge yourself as well to see how you can solve problems. Right. So use this link right here, join our community. We want to make sure we give you the knowledge that you need to move forward. And we're going to be doing additional lives in that community as well that won't be available here on the platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So this is for you. If you're interested in moving into a cloud engineering or any type of cloud role, you heard about tech, you heard about cloud computing, you're interested in it, you want to see if it's for you, join a community. We can help you, decide and focus on a specific role that can move you to the next level. We're going to be sharing some resources there, all of that good stuff. All right. So, hey, time is almost up. We're almost at 9 o'clock here. I'm going to let you have your day back, but I hope this was valuable. If you want to see a recording of this will be put up on our YouTube channel as well. But I want to give you value that you use every step of the way. So, any questions that you have, you can inbox me on Instagram, inbox me on LinkedIn, or inbox me on Facebook. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. And let's continue to level up. Let's continue to think positive about our career transition. Don't listen to anyone who tells you you're not good enough or you can't do something, because you absolutely can. All right. So from there, what we gonna do? Okay. Let's see if we can pump this back up.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much.
Let go.
On my critics like I heard you, so what?
Let
You
go.
can't kill my confidence. I think I'm the man.
Let go.
All the I ever gave on my head.
Let go.
I've been living like I can't take a
I love y'all.
loss.
See y'all later. Next Q&A coming soon. Let's go.